Hey guys, this is your girl Nicole, and this is another segment of Better on Purpose, the cooking edition. So today on this Sunday, I have an amazing treat for you. We're talking about Sunday dinner, right? And as I promised, baked fish is on the menu. All right, so we're going to have a nice menu, and I'm going to show you how to do this baked fish if you have not done it before. Really easy. As you can see, I've already placed a lot of my seasons on here. You can season to taste however you want to. But then I'm going to also do something else, you guys. I'm going to not only bake it, but I'm going to sear it a little bit first. I'm going to be making some pasta and things with that. So I'm going to do a light sear, put a little flour on here. So not so much of just dredging it in flour. Just put a light little flour on here, okay? So that's going to make so I can have a little crust. I was going to put some breadcrumbs and things like that. I didn't have any, and I didn't feel like making any breadcrumbs today. So this right here, this is another way of still making sure that you have a nice crust on top. Okay. So as you can see, I did put some flour here on here. The other thing that I got, guys, if you look, you'll see I have my oil. I have a pan here. This is pan. I'm going to use this for dual action. I also have my water boiling. That's going to be for pasta. And then I have another pan back here that we're going to transfer the fish in and then transfer it to the oven. So this pan here is going to be for the first sear of this fish. Okay? So the way you get those, guarantee those crispy tops and the crispy bottoms, even for the baked fish. You can do it various ways, but today I'm going to do a little searing first, okay? So we're going to take that same fish, okay? So we're going to take that fish that I just took and, lightly just put a little flour on there, and then I'm just going to put it in this hot pan, okay? And I have this on low, all right? All right, you see that? And then I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. All right, and then I have just a little oil in here, and I'm actually going to turn this inside down, I should say. Okay, see that here? All right, guys. So tell me as well, what are you guys going to be making for your Sunday dinner? Okay. Have you already made Sunday dinner? Have you already, went out to eat or whatever? Or what do you like to have for your Sunday dinner? And do you like baked fish, So I like baked fish. We do all type of things over here. We like baked to fried. Needless to say, we like fried fish. And we also like grilled fish as well. So you see that, guys? It's not going to take long at all. And then I'm just going to let this, the pan is already hot. As you can see, it's not totally crispy as far as the heat level is not where I totally need it to be yet. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit because all I'm doing is searing the bottom, guys. All right. And then the other reason I'm doing this, guys, is for the sake of I want some of those little fish kernels in the bottom of this pan, because once we finish making this pasta, we're doing a homemade pasta. I showed part of that video yesterday as far as on the prep. And then what I'm doing is I took the pasta, the dough out of the refrigerator today. And right now it's just been setting at room temperature. So you'll see how we do that. But I like all of those little bits of the fish of whatever you're going to be making, whether it's chicken or anything like that. I like some of those bits to be at the bottom. What that's going to do is going to help flavor your pasta to whatever you're going to be bedding over your pasta. Now, if I wasn't using any meat or anything like that, I wouldn't necessarily need to do that, right? Or have to do that. So this is a personal choice. This is just another layer of seasoning and flavor to keep all your flavoring into your pasta and things of that nature. So that's why I'm doing this, not only to get that nice sear, but also to have that flavor on the inside of my pasta. Okay, so you guys see that there? Just one moment. All right. So it's one thing. I'm still doing one-handed action, you guys. So you see how that's cooking up. Smells absolutely amazing up in here. All right. The other thing that I'm going to do while that's cooking, okay, before turning, I'm going to do something else. So that way you guys see I'm going to be making some garlic bread. Now, once again, I could have. Sometimes I make bread and things like that. Sometimes I have the bread that I have at the house, or Texas toast and things of that nature. Well, I'm not going to necessarily use any of that today. So what I had some leftover hot dog buns, okay? I had some leftover hot dog buns, and what I do sometimes, I turn those into breadcrumbs, or sometimes I also turn those into things like garlic bread. So today we're going to be turning that into garlic bread. All right, so you see here, I have that, and I went ahead and just separated that. Really easy, right? So nothing hard or anything like that. And what you're going to see me do, I'm going to just slightly put a little butter that I've melted on them. All right. And then now that I got that butter, or you could take some spray, things of that nature or whatever, I'm going to take and put my seasonings on. So I have some garlic powder. I'm going a little heavy with that. Okay. And then I also have, let's see here, I'm going to add on some pepper. My pepper don't want to come out. Okay. And then I'm going to put some parsley. That way we can have some garlic bread with this meal. Okay. So you see that? Really simple, right? Nothing to it. Nothing to it but to do it. Okay. Now I'm not going to place that in the oven just yet. I'm going to let that set for a moment, and then we're going to go back over here and mind our fish. Okay. So all I wanted to do, guys, was get the bottom of that fish crispy, right? So now we're going to transfer that fish, and I'm going to flip that fish over, transferring it in the other pan. Okay. You see that? Now this, I could choose to just go ahead if you wanted to. You could just sear this fish. What I have here, I have a little white fish. This dish here is made, you can make this with white fish. You can make this with a chunky fish like a cod or anything like that, you know. You can do this with salmon. A lot of people do this with salmon. But I chose white fish today. And I chose white fish because that's something that I already had on hand. I had some frozen pieces, and so I wanted to do that, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead just for a moment, and I'm going to do another thing. So just for the time being, I'm going to put some onions in this pan and allow these onions to be cooking up a little bit, and put a little butter in here, okay? That's for when I get ready to transfer my pasta, you guys. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little of the onions on top of the fish, as you can see here. Okay, and then I also have some garlic that I sliced up. All right, and I'm just putting it over the fish. Put a little bit more butter in the pan with the fish. And also right here with this pan where I had the drizzles. Okay. Now I got my oven set to run about 380, you guys. Well, I'm sorry. That thing was a little loud. I apologize, people. So I have my oven set to around about 380, and I'm going to go ahead and put that fish in here. And you can let that set in there for about 20 minutes, maybe about 25. And that's going to cook up really nicely, okay? And then we're just going to let these onions set and do what they do, okay? Because I want them to get nice and caramelized. All right, guys? All right, so not much to that at all. Now, the nice thing, so you see that, I'm not putting any seasoning or anything over that. Okay. Now, since the next part, which is the pasta, I was going to wait a little bit longer before I added the garlic bread, but I'm going to go ahead and add it now because it's not going to take, since my oven is on and I can always just, and I have it on low, I'm going to put the garlic bread right here at the top. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add that now. And I want these to get really nice and browned. Okay. All right, guys. And then you're going to see how we're going to get all of that fixed up. Going to be really, 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 really amazing. The next thing that you will see, you guys, you will see where I am making the bread and all that goodness. And then you'll see that amazing fish come out of the oven. All right. And then we're going to be bringing everything together and then the pasta. So listen up for part 2, or you can sort of say part 3. I sort of showed some things yesterday of this amazing Sunday dinner. Until then, bon appetit.